What is it, dog? What is that sound? What is that noise overhead? What is it? Where is it? Is it coming? Helicopter? Go check him out. Woo! Coast Guard. Saving somebody. They gonna go save somebody in the mountains I'm always hiking up? What is it? What is it? Alright, how's that for an intro that has absolutely nothing to do with the video title, what the topic is about? Which is, I'm gonna talk to you guys about what I think is wrong with dating and male-female relationships in 2024. Obviously, everybody's having a terrible time, or most people are having a terrible time. I don't have to live under a rock, but I'm on YouTube, and if you're on YouTube, you see all the discussion and the blame of dating apps ruined it. Only a top percentage of men get anything with women. Marriage is terrible as an institution; it's failing. Women have unrealistic expectations and are growing old without having children and depressed about it. And there's just, the economy of dating, men don't have money. So I'm gonna share my own kind of ideas here. By the way, if you don't know me, welcome in, much love, Trav here. I am a adventure entrepreneur and explorer on Oahu, and I just got out of the surf. Got the day off from my hiking adventure business, got my marine tours starting out on Thursday, marine wildlife tours. And running my cryptocurrency trading business. I do a lot of different things, and I'm on YouTube. So here's what I think is the biggest problem. I think it's the health epidemic has everything to do with it, because I live in Hawaii, which is the healthiest state in the US. It doesn't really feel like it's part of the US, but technically it's a US state. It's the healthiest state. It has the lowest obesity. It has the least cigarette smoking. It has the cleanest air quality, the cleanest water quality. And it's a problem here too, is people are not fit. And when they're not fit, they're not attractive. And when they're not attractive, people don't really want to get it on, right? So in America, 3/4 of men are overweight or obese. 2/3 of women are overweight or obese. A huge proportion of men and women drink alcohol, vape, eat processed foods, just aren't healthy or good looking, right? People today aren't good looking, right? And when attraction is hugely important to dating and mating, and the standards of health are so low, that is really bad news. Now, it comes out in the fertility, right? Men's testosterone levels are way down. Women are having problems. And there's not that much of a solution to this. I'll tell you what I think a fix is, but there's another problem, which is economics, which we'll come back to. But it's really hard. I mean, even if you can have all the choice in the world, it's just hard to find someone who's healthy mentally and physically. It's really hard. I mean, so many of these younger women, even if they're fit, like, they've got terrible habits, they don't have good sleep, they're scrolling on social media, they're have acne, they're like borderline hot. It's hard because you hear as a man, like, just make yourself better, make yourself more attractive, level yourself up, become more successful. And you can do that, and you have more choice and option, but it doesn't help that the choice and options are fucking terrible, right? Now, there's beautiful women out there, but nowadays it's few and far between. And we know if we go back, say 50 years, to the 70s, the average standard of health was way higher. And I mean, you could go back 2,000 years and say, well, like, peasants' teeth rotted out and they weren't healthy at all. And that's true. But we're on a pretty nasty decline in terms of obesity, hormone, health levels, all kinds of health readings. It's gross, and it's a problem, right? So I mean, my solution for it is twofold. One is to, by the way, I check my dog. She's so funny. She's so funny. I love her so much. She's so good. I love this dog, right? Anyways, so my solution, well, first is I'm choosing to live in an extremely healthy place, and that gives me more option, right? So forget leveling yourself up. Like, I need to be in proximity to healthy women. Like, I could be in Seattle and it's all a no for me. It's almost all a no for me, right? There's no attraction, right? And right, I mean, this is a situation where if it's 10% of the men who have access to all these women, well, so much of that has to do with 90% of men are unfit, right? 75% are overweight. That doesn't mean the 25% are physically fit. So I think that has everything to do with it. And again, I'll come back to the economics of why I think that's happening. But you have to, I mean, you can do whatever you want, but yeah, for me, it's just trying to be proximity to healthy people. And also, man, just accepting that at times I'm going to be single for longer, and it's totally fine, right? I'm not someone who's like, oh, I need to get married. My parents were together for 50 years, and my mom tells me, never get married. Don't get married. I want to have kids, and I'm willing to wait. I believe I have time to wait till I get everything aligned perfectly, not have to give up my freedom. And in the meantime, I don't feel that I need to date just to date. And it's like, if this woman fucking drinks and vapes, she's just a no. And if this woman, bring her into my home, she's gonna disrupt my health and my habits, just no, right? I'd rather chill with the dog and be super happy and super healthy and have friends and be social and eat clean food, but be the master of my own environment. So, it is. I think, like, I would love to go back to the 60s. And, things are different, right? Things weren't always better. There was a lot of various problems, but I'd love to go back to a situation where everybody's fit and healthy. And the playing field is way more level. It's like not 10% of men are fit and healthy, but 90% of men are fit and healthy, and 90% of women are fit and healthy. So the difference between the top and the bottom is way less, right? That's where the discrepancy has grown, is not in unequal income outcomes, but more in unequal health outcomes. So that's the problem. And there's economics behind that, but what's behind economics is the reality of the world right now, which is where people are poor, so they don't have the money to take care of themselves. I see it even in Hawaii. Like, people can't eat healthy food, or they think they can't because they're overworked, they don't have the money. It's hard to take care of yourself. People don't have availability also. People have way less availability just because as they get poorer, they need to work more, or feel like they need to work more. People are less available. It makes dating harder as well when people don't have time for each other. But a lot of it is the reality of, after World War II, with the invention of synthetic fertilizers, they're able to scale the food system quickly to accommodate for the baby boom, as populations went from 1 billion to 7 billion plus, right? And they were able to scale to get enough food, but what happened is the average quality of food declined drastically. And this is happening at the same time where there's increasing air pollution, water pollution, microplastics, and I would call it social pollution, as introduction of harder drugs and normalization of drugs and so on as well. Degradation of society, really. And the reality is there's just not as much resources as there once were. And now I'm someone who thinks like it's important to an individual to have kids, that is something fulfilling about that. It's not necessary. I mean, I'm 34, unmarried, no kids. But I mean, the truth of the matter is that our resources are constrained compared to, right? I read history, like you go back a couple hundred years and the frontier of America was sparsely populated. Yes, there's native populations, but there's just way more abundance of buffalo and bears and elk and deer and all this, and fewer people, right? And you can just go out and claim land, right? It's unexplored. But now it's all built up, concreted over, populated. You cannot just, it's, more and more, now a condo costs, in real world terms, more than a house and farmland, right? So there's not a solution. I mean, I think what's going to happen is we'll see over the next 50 years, I wouldn't say population collapse, but population decline as this generation, the next couple generations, stops producing very many kids, and it kind of corrects, and then it's easier there'll just be more abundance again. But yeah, the saying of, what is it? Strong men create good times, good times create weak men create hard times create strong men. Yeah, I mean, we're in a weak men creating hard times era. So what do you do? What do I do is just try to make my days as good as possible and be an island. I say no man is an island. I try to be an island. Self-contained, independent, have fun, date women with super low expectations and super low effort, and hang with the dog, chill with friends, enjoy my work, hike mountains, go surfing, be social, be healthy, focus on eating the best food that I can, getting the best sleep that I can, reading books, leveling up, and having a good life, and then just being proximate to the type of people that I want to spend time with. So not perfect, I don't have all the answers, but that's what I'm doing, and you can do what you want to do. And yeah, I appreciate you, but comment down below, what do you think is wrong with dating in 2024? Why do you think? If you have a different take, share it. I look forward to seeing it. All right, appreciate y'all. Much love. Peace.